Hi all, today I'm going to talk about adding and subtracting integers. Most people are really good at adding and subtracting positive integers. So if I have 9 and I add 3, I start here on the number line and I move in the positive direction 3. 1, 2, 3. So that takes us to positive 12. That's straightforward. If I'm subtracting a positive integer, we do the same. So if I start at 9, minus 3 means I'm heading in this direction, in the negative direction. So I go 1, 2, 3, and it takes me down here to to 6. So 9 minus 3 is 6. We're all okay with that. Now, some people start to get a little bit confused if I start with a negative integer. So if I start with minus 4, and then I subtract 3. My starting point is here, minus 4 on my number line, and now I'm going to head in the negative direction 3 places. So I start at minus 4, and I go 1, 2, 3, and that takes me to minus 7. So you can imagine that if you already owed somebody 4 bananas, and then the next person comes along and they say they want 3 more bananas, now you owe in total 7 bananas. So owing is like minusing. Now what happens if we add? If we start down here at negative 5, and then we add 4. We start at negative 5, we now move in the positive direction because we're adding 1, 2, 3, 4, and that takes us to negative 1. That's like if we owed somebody $5 and somebody else gave us $4, we would now still only owe $1. Just 2 more here before we move on. If I start at 2 and then I minus 7, I'm starting here at 2 in the positive. Minus 7 means I go in the negative direction 7 and I move 7 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that takes us down here to minus 5. So we can cross over the 0 just by counting it as part of our movement from one side to the other. One last thing, if I start at minus 3 and I add 8, I'm starting at minus 3 because I'm adding, I'm moving in the positive direction. I go 8 places, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm now here at positive 5. You'll notice I don't write the positive 5. I just write the 5. I don't need to write the positive. So that's how we add and subtract whole integers. Now, what happens if I now say I have 9 and I want to take away minus 3? What happens there? I'd like to think when we did these sums, we started with our heading in a positive direction. And if we imagine the minus as turning around to change the direction. So when we had 9 plus 3, we started at 9 and we moved 3 in a positive direction. In the next question where we had 9 and we took away 3, we started at 9 and then we moved in the negative direction 3 places, and that took us down here to 6. The same is if we started at minus 4, we're still starting with a positive attitude. But when it says take away 3, we turn and we go 3 in the negative direction. So we always start in the positive direction and the minus makes us change direction. So in this sum here, where I start at 9, I'm starting in the positive direction. The minus means we go this way, and then the second minus turns us back around this way. So when you have two minuses together, they act like a positive. So 9, take away 3, take away 3, puts us in the positive direction. So that's equal to 12. So you see that 9 plus 3 is the same as 9 minus 3. The same as if I start down here at minus 4, and if I say I want to add minus 3, if I start here at 4, I'm looking in the positive direction. The plus says I stay in the minus direction, but this minus says change direction and go back 3. So that takes us down here to minus 7. So you can see that these sums are the same. Where we have a plus and a minus together, we have the effect of a minus. So our rules are, if we have two positives together, like here, it affects like a positive. If we have a positive and a negative together, it acts like a negative. So the positive takes us that direction, negative takes us this direction. It's a negative and then a positive. That gives us a negative direction. And if we had two negatives, like we did here, that works to reverse and then reverse, so that gives us a positive direction. So we move this way. So that's adding and subtracting integers. Next we're going to look at multiplying and dividing with integers.